Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got an update here today on SPX 6900 2.0. There's been a lot of talk of some variants, some coins within the SPX 6900 ecosystem that have done very well, like the Maria Rose coin, where they're like, Murad's mom bought some of the supply or something like that. And so the coin's up around 10 or 11 million. Guys, think about it. This coin, this SPX 6900 2.0, has legitimate lore. One of the original founders of SPX 6900 was frozen out of the project, launched this, and this coin at this point right now sitting at around 500K. We understand if SPX 6900 does very well and it goes to 40 or 50 billion dollars, then this coin should do very well as well. Taking a look at some of the recent price action, the coin has hit a recent local high of around 1.5 million. It retraced back to around 500K. It hit it again, and it's since retraced back to around 500K. So maybe it's developing a nice solid floor at around 500K. Not financial advice, maybe a good entry right now for SPX 6900 2.0. With this coin, you can see there is significant lore. You know what they should link on here? They should link the Medium articles on the founder of SPX 6900 and the actual story to this, because there is a legitimate story behind this coin of one of the original founders being frozen out of SPX 6900 and then launching this project in response. Taking a look at the deck screener, we can see the coin has been out for almost a year at this point, around 9.5 months. It did reach an all-time high of around 8.5 million. It went through a large accumulation window like many of these stock to meme coins in April and May, and it's wicked up a few times. It's the recent price action, to be fair, has not been great, but we know the variants can do well. We see based SPX 6900, it's over a million. It's going to do very well. This is the other one that I'm looking at to potentially do well within the ecosystem. This is the mascot. This is the mascot, and there's rumors that, Murad and he bought some or something. And so, this coin's at around 12.5 million. We know that's a major influencer. This coin was just recently launched. It is just the mascot of the SPX 6900 token. It's the girl. Like, you can see it. Well, they've got kind of a very similar website to SPX, but this coin's at around 12.5 million. It doesn't make a lot of sense that the 2.0 is only at 500K. And I know if the influencers are in the one coin, that's the reason it's moving, but still, you would think this coin would do extremely well based on the history, based on the lore of the project. And so you take a look at this, there is the lore within the idea of the code and the contract and the website that was linked to SPX 6900. That's this website. Now it's, has SPX 6900 2.0. That's basically the proof that the founder got screwed out of the original project, but launched the original project. And now the original project's website goes to the SPX 6900 2.0 coin. And so I've talked about this coin before when it was around a million. Now it's at around 500K. We would like better price action for sure based on the influx we've seen into Ethereum. But I do think this is another coin that, unfortunately, did they just get another? I think this was a previous. They're going to have to update that, but I think that was a previous account they had that got suspended. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it on here because I don't follow it. But I think their newest, so no. This is their second account they've launched, their second X account. If you don't know, the X accounts all over the place, the meme coin accounts were getting banned left and right. And so this is it's got 3,500 followers. They had like 14,000 followers, and then unfortunately it got banned. And a lot of the time, as crazy as it is, with the way X is, if your meme, X account gets banned, it's very hard to get it back. So it's unfortunate. But this is a coin that, it could use a few more tweets. The last time they made a tweet was August 1st. You need some activity in the community for sure. But I'm saying this coin could really catch on to the whole idea of the variations off of SPX, because we all think SPX, and I don't know what SPX is at right now. I think 1.5, 1.57. Yeah, SPX has already gone over 2 billion. A lot of people think it's going to potentially go to 20 or 30 billion minimum. Because think about it. Bitcoin's all-time high is probably the cycle high for Bitcoin, unless maybe this isn't a 4-year cycle, maybe it's something else. But if it is a 4-year cycle, the Bitcoin all-time high is probably going to be coming in October, or maybe September if you believe in the Pi cycle top. September or October, then the alt season begins a month after that, probably around Thanksgiving, sometime near there. So this coin hasn't really experienced the official blow-off alt season top. Imagine if it's at 7 or 8 billion and then there's a blow-off top and it goes to 25, 30 billion, maybe even 40 billion. What is that going to do for the variance? What is that going to do for something like SPX6900 2.0? I think the coin should do well as long as, I know some people that have been working on this and they just need to keep at it. Because I think this is a really good narrative if people knew about it, but it feels like a lot of people don't really know about it. A lot of the influencers don't know about it, but I still do think the 2.0 is going to do very well. We've seen similar coins back in 2021. I mean, you've got Baby Dogecoin that's done very well. It's just a branch off of Dogecoin. You've got Doggle on Mars. That's a branch off of Dogecoin and Elon Musk, and that goes to $1 billion. You've seen like based fart coins. So coins that mimic, even though there is some lore behind this coin, it's not just a 2.0. There is lore behind it with one of the founders. Other coins within the same like meme can still do very well. And especially if SPX supports a market cap of like 20 or 30 billion. Because then you're talking about, well, what about like 0.5% of the value into this, of the market cap? You're talking about 400 or 500 million in terms of market cap. So I think this 2.0 could run really high. It is unfortunate with the price action recently. I mean, you would like more positive price action than it's had over the past 3 or 4 weeks. I mean, it's been a pretty downward trajectory, at least the past 3 weeks, which is unfortunate because, again, we've seen an influx into Ethereum, but it is a lower cap meme coin, so there's going to be a lot of volatility to it. And so I do think this coin can do very, very well. Not financial advice, but it's just based off of the whole thing. You see the mascot now at around 12 or 13 million. Yeah, that's probably because of influencers and things like that, but there are coins within the narrative that can do very well, that can go to 10, 20, 30, I think 50, 100 million. I mean, look at based SPX. I've been talking about that coin possibly doing very well as well. I think there's a number of these coins within this narrative that can be branches or that can be, baby versions of SPX, and it's going to be very attractive for people looking to get into the next one. As long as SPX is able to support a market cap of like 10 or 20 billion, because then you're talking about money cascading down onto some of these lower cap variants branching off of SPX. And there is legitimate lore to this coin, and you should look at the articles. I mean, it is real in terms of one of the founders of SPX getting screwed out of it and then launching this to try and have a second chance. And obviously, I'm somebody that sold over 250,000 SPX coins in September. So let's just say I'm not too happy. And by the way, in early September too. So it's like, well, it's unfortunate, but that's why I'm in this 2.0. That's why I'm in based SPX. That's why I'm in the stock to meme coins. I mean, these coins, it's going to support, there's going to be a lot of these stock to meme coins that do very well. You can see they've got it right here, stock market themed coins, around 1.7. You've got SPX. I mean, there's really no other coins. You've got this Aztec. This is disturbing that coin's doing that well. But it's going to get passed. It's going to get flipped by NASDAQ real soon. NASDAQ will flip it very shortly. DXY is another really good one. This SPX6900 coin is it's just a copy. I mean, it's just a copy, but there's no lore to it. See, the thing is, there's no lore to it. So I don't know how would this have there's no reason this coin should have $1 million market cap. It's the same thing. It's just the Solana version of SPX6900. This is not really a copy. It's based off of a founder of the original project. So it's different. And once people realize that and it's marketed properly, the coin should do very well. I don't know where their marketing is right now. It seems like they need to get to it, and maybe it's got a new floor of around 500K. That's what I would say. I don't think that's real cope. I think that's just what the price history shows. At least the recent price history over the past 2 months. So I think the 2.0, if you're looking for a lower cap, I mean, yes, it is possible the 2.0 could still get outperformed by SPX6900, the one that's at 1.5 billion, because that one could still go to 30 or 40 billion. Technically, that's like a 25x. Was this coin going to do a 25x? Well, I mean, if it does a 25x, that's only 12.5 million. So there's a reason why you invest in the lower caps, because it's so much easier to get a higher X on to the lower cap coins. But either way, guys, this is not financial advice. That's going to do it for this video. Make sure you like the video down below.